What's up, guys? My name is MadSquash924. Welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Origins Part 34. Today we are going to talk to Zevran and learn more about him.
Taste. You have excellent taste.
But first we need to gift him.
How nice. How nice.
There we go. So now he has dexterity up the butt. He has like so much. Where is he? Which one is he? Oh, he's near Kabuto.
I've a question, if I may.
You may ask if it is so desired.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
You know, I never gave him much thought. Does your oath actually expire? Exactly.
Not precisely. I said I would serve you until you saw fit to release me. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I could always use a friend, I suppose. It just depends on you.
Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Yes.
What say you?
Can I answer some questions?
By all means.
Good. Tell me, what does it take to become an assassin such as yourself?
Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
Sorry about that. You're itched. So frankly, you gotta be a killer of some sort.
Now, it need not be thought of so crudely. We all do our share of murdering around here, don't we? An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
Makes sense. It could be helpful, I admit.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? What say you?
Tell me, can you teach others to be an assassin, such as yourself?
I could teach others, but not yourself. First, I would need someone who has training as a rogue. That is, unless you would care to spend the years it takes to gain the fundamentals. But if there should be such a person who desires this training, yes, by all means, send them to me. The Crows are already furious, no? I shall enjoy tweaking their nose further.
Makes sense. So, cool, we can get another subclass.
What say you?
Would you like to answer some more questions?
By all means.
So, why did you leave the Crows exactly, other than the fact that I defeated you?
Well, now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
I didn't know you didn't choose to join the Crows.
To be truthful, I didn't even know the Crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The Crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
Sounds pretty hard, admittingly. much harder than the circle's way of life. However, you could become one of those people that end up losing all sense of humanity. So, there's that.
Was I whining? It's not a life without benefits, for those who can actually survive it long enough to become good. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth, gets you women, and men, or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So what is your fancy then?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful, and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
Not really, I suppose.
This is good to know. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Good. And you don't think that will change, will it?
Everything changes, my friend. Come now,
Makes
enough
sense.
chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so. Look at you. Your weary stance. The dark circles under your eyes. Poor man. All this constant walking has gotten to you. Do you know what you need?
A good night's rest, I suppose.
I'm thinking more drastic measures are called for, in fact. My thought is this. We retire to your tent, and I show you the sort of massage skills that one only learns growing up in an Antivan whorehouse.
Oh, I'd rather not.
Why? Because you are a man? Surely we are past such superficial definitions. We travel together, do battle together. Is there any
Not really,
reason we
not
may
yet.
not also take pleasure in each other's company?
Zevran, I think you have the wrong idea that I want to do that.
I see. Well, there is no arguing with that, is there? I apologize if my offer was inappropriate.
Whew. Minus 27. I actually have to get more gifts, I think. Oops.
Something you need?
Yeah, it made Zevran mad because I wanted to sleep with him. That's so funny. Well, it's not funny, but let's just buy some cake. That'll make him better, right? Some I'm sorry cake.
How nice. How nice. How nice.
There we go. I want his dex up anyway, so.
What say you? By all means.
Tell me, do you enjoy being an assassin?
Do I not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You are respected, you are feared. The authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses. Even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
No, I think you're probably right. There are some that deserve death, and there's others that don't.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
Well, I don't exactly enjoy violence, and I really don't take pleasure in doing it. I do take pleasure in revenge. That's a bit different.
It is not pleasure, per se, nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules. Oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
I don't know. Do you have any other skills?
None that I wouldn't get into trouble for performing publicly. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Great.
What say you? By all means.
So, I want to hear about your little adventures that you've had in the past.
My adventures? I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake my fist at nearby children while I talk about the good old days?
Well, you are an elf after all.
Oh, well, if a racist crack like that doesn't cajole me into telling a tale, then nothing will. Let's see, my second mission ever for the Crows was a bit intriguing. I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics.
And you were willing to anger the Circle of Magi?
In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the Crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman. Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the provinces. After I killed her guard, she got down on her hands and knees and begged for her life. Rather aptly, I might add. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning.
After killing her?
Yes, but not on purpose, actually. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the Crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage. Broke her neck. Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly.
Wow, that's terrible.
Then I found out that she had told the driver to take her to Janellen instead. She had planned to lose me in the provinces. I would have looked very foolish to the Crows. As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident. The Circle of Magi was unaware of foul play, and everyone was happier all around.
Well, except for the mage.
I suppose, but she was dead. She didn't need to be happy. It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral of the day, you see.
Well, that can be a wise thing. Just not just sleeping with them, though. Not that wise.
And one that not everyone learns, I'm sad to say. But that's enough tale spinning from me for the moment. Talking about the mage has made me a bit nostalgic, I'm afraid. Ah, the good old days. What say you? By all means.
Tell me more about your adventures.
Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
Sure. I have time.
No, I'll not inflict that upon you just yet. Let's see. How about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
No, I haven't.
Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
And that's common in Antiva, I suppose?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the Crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
And what did you do exactly?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
Wow, you got robbed by fucking little street urchins.
I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive. But there you go. Tale told. let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
That's something.
What say you? By all means.
You have any more adventures to spell out?
Well, the only one that's really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
Why not? What's the problem with it?
Nothing that I would prefer to speak of. Perhaps another day, I'm sorry.
That's interesting.
What say you? By all means.
Tell me a little bit on Tiva. Never heard of it.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Well. And it has assassins, such as yourself.
Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
No, not really. I come from, well, the Circle of Magi. But, it's not from any glittering gem, no.
No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Excuse me? Now what are you talking about leather for? I must hear about it.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Well, you could have just said that you live near a tannery. That would have been simpler. But there's leather everywhere. How come that one in particular is so distinct?
Ah, but it's not Antivan leather, is it? I do not know what the Antivan tanners do that is different, but there is no leather more supple nor more fragrant. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
I'm assuming the job was killing me, correct?
Yes, and now here I am. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
You flatter me.
Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object?
Well, I don't object. I am quite a handsome guy.
As you wish. I apologize. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Wait. Zevran is getting so many disapproval ratings.
How nice. What say you? By all means.
Okay,
What
that
say
bit
you?
is done. I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Get the fuck out. No, I'm just kidding. I guess that's it for Zevran. That was shorter than I expected. That's cool. Should we talk to Morrigan, maybe? We should do her quest relatively soon, I
your
hope.
command. So, full of questions, are you?
Tell me, do you really want your mother dead?
I can see why you might ask this, despite knowing the fate that she has in store for me. The truth is that no. Under normal circumstances, of course, I would not turn against my mother so. For all that she is not the picture of maternal love, I mean her no ill will. But Flemeth herself taught me long ago, once you know your enemy, strike quickly and without mercy. Were our positions reversed, she would no doubt do exactly the same.
That's interesting. You know what? I agree with you. It is necessary. It's for your own life after all.
Good. Then please, end this waiting and deal with her as soon as you can. This is driving me nearly mad.
I'm sure.
I await your... We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as...
Okay. Looks like it's time to leave this place. Doesn't look like we can talk to anybody else anyways. Today we will bring Zevran.
Yes.
We will bring Sten.
Yes.
Is anyone that's super low leveled? Everyone else is level 11 at the lowest. Spring Morrigan.
Indeed.
We'll level them up as well. Kinda have to leave to do that, it seems, though. Okay. Do. Here we go. We shall begin to Kadan Fey hideout. That's partially why I brought Sten, because I believe that they say there was going to be Kunari there. I don't remember. There we go. Now that we're alone. Let's see, assassins. They specialize in that. They get dex. They get more critical chances. There's Bard, there's Ranger, and Duelist. Thankfully, we can get Duelist as well. Those are going to be the two things we're going to be getting for Liliana as well. We're going to give him Assassin and Duelist, hopefully. Bard is pretty whatever. Okay, he doesn't actually get any skills for that level. It's weird. Sealing? Where's picklocking? Do you not know how to picklock, bro? You don't know how to picklock. Or is that a feat? It might be a feat. Let's give him more of these. Wow, that was a crappy level. What do you actually have for stuff, Zevran? He doesn't know how to picklock yet, but we will give him that. Okay, more of those. You got these. Great. You don't have nothing in the archery, which is good. I don't want you having any archery type of skills. Well, let's edit you a bit. Mark of Death. Target rank elite or higher, that's fine, I suppose. Target using melee or range, we can cripple. Rip post sounds great. It's already fighting. Deadly strike below the belt. All these seem fine. So actually we'll leave you as is. Sten. Time for you to get a level. Probably should give you a lot of strength. And some con. We'll give you combat tactics as well. Okay, let's see. Character makes a single massive swing at the target, gaining a bonus to attack if the strike connects. It is an automatic crit, possibly killing the opponent outright if its health is low enough. That's pretty cool. You can have this. And two-hand sweep. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, let's get that. Okay, so you have this, you have that. You have the pommel strike, the mighty blow. Powerful swing sounds awesome. Yep, looks good. Morrigan. Let's up that a couple times. Get a little more willpower under your belt. And I'm thinking we go more of this entropy route. The entropy route seems pretty cool, but also getting these would also be good for you. Just the mage class tree. Death magic. All hostile targets in the area fall asleep. Wicked nightmare. Actually, you might hear the dog outside. Let's work on more magic, I guess, instead. Because I kind of want to get you death hacks as normal as possible. As quick as possible, not as normal. Do we want weakness? Yeah. Give her weakness. But I do like what you already have already. Cool. Wow, looks good. Moving on. Let's save. That was a lot of things that we just did. You know, in case something bad happens to us. But yeah, surprisingly, we can't give Zevran any of those abilities yet, so that kind of sucks. So we can't actually steal anything. So far, Liliana is still the only one that can steal.
Are you a seeker, perchance? My packs are light, but I have a tome of strange origin. The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself.
Didn't you sell a few copies in the Circle Tower?
I have no idea what you're talking about, and neither do these large men carrying swords. Get them!
Enemies approaching.
Okay, first we're going to give this to Zevran.
Have you no concern for your own existence?
Sten needs a heal or he's going to die. Holy shit. Hey, remember when I saved? What the?
I am
You
ready.
do this.
I am armed.
Spells, revival. Here we go. That was crazy. Party deal. That mage is messing us up. Did she die again?
I shall follow.
I need to give Sten some more health. Holy
It is
crap.
done.
You're still hurt.
Indeed.
There we go. Might be good. I kind of want to go back to camp real quick and then get Liliana, because I can't actually get anything out of chests. Because none of us can actually take anything. I might drop off Zevran. Or Morrigan. Either or, you know? Yeah, I really... Damn. I thought Zevran would be able to take stuff already, because, you know, he's like an assassin rogue class, but... I guess I can't do that yet. We'll have to keep moving on. Let's go back to camp, which we cannot. Shit. Whatever.
Enemies approaching.
A Caden Bay mercenary? The hell is that?
Very well.
Oh, he big. Give this a Sten.
Shall we go?
Now we get our hands dirty.
Oh, crap.
Shall we go? I shall do it. Very well. I shall do it.
Party heal. Get away from me.
Shall we
Party heal.
I shall do it.
I need this. On myself, actually.
The enemy draws blood.
Oh, this is...
How am I stunned, bro? Wait, Sten's dead.
Whoops. Odds have just changed.
Party heal.
Now we play league.
Wow, things got really rough all of a sudden, didn't they? Jeez. Where's Sten? He's in that hodgepodge. Yeah, me.
It's begun. Very well.
Finally. Gotta get this guy off of me.
It is begun.
That's so ridiculous.
As you say. Very well. Shall we done? It is begun. I shall...
And I thought Liliana died a lot.
Shall we go?
Jeez, Sten.
Here I stand.
Bellissimo.
Our mission updated, so what does it say now? Unless it just got completed. Okay. I don't see anything about it. Weird. Oh, nice.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Oh, really? You could, huh?
No, I think not.
I didn't think so. Meaning I gotta bring Liliana until you have that ability to do such a thing. Back to camp. Ridiculous.
I think I owe you an explanation for what happened earlier.
Huh? You mean the collapse in battle?
You should know that something happened to me at the tower before you came along. You spoke to Petra, did you not? She told you I saved her from a demon. I did, but I did not survive that encounter.
What? You're undead?
No, I'm not undead. If I were a possessed walking corpse and could still think, I'd kill myself. I engaged a very powerful demon to rescue Petra. It sapped me of all my energy and will and left me drained. It took everything I had to defeat it. And when I was done, I no longer had the strength to keep my heart beating. I remember my life ebbing away. Everything receded from me. Sound, light. I remember being enveloped in complete, impenetrable darkness. And then I sensed a presence enfolding me and cradling me, whispering quietly to me. The sensation is impossible to describe. I was being held back, firmly but gently, as a mother would a child, eager to slip from her grasp. I felt life and warmth flowing through my veins again. I began to be aware of small sounds and the discomfort of my hip pressing into the cold stone of the tower floor.
Huh. So, you never were completely dead then?
The Fade contains spirits both benevolent and malicious. The benevolent spirits seldom make themselves known, because they want nothing from mortals, unlike the demons. It was one of these spirits that saved me. Without it, I would be dead. And it has not left me. It is with me, even now, bonded to me. You see, I am supposed to be dead. It is the spirit that is keeping me in this world. And this is not the way of things. Perhaps the spirit did not expect this, but it is weakening gradually. I am living on borrowed time.
Then we shall make the best of that time.
Yes, that we will.
That's interesting. Didn't know that about her. Well, let us bring a new party with us, because I don't like my current party. Therefore, I need to bring Liliana. I have to. She's the only one that can picklock things. I would have brought Zevran, but, you know, he can't picklock quite yet. Sten got murdered out there for some reason. Like, he got the shit kicked out of him. It wasn't even right. Like, right what happened. Let's bring Win. And I'll bring Zevran anyways.
Yes.
Let's see if any of those people have to level. Liliana does not. Win does not. Zevran does not. The only one that does, actually, is Shale, when we bring Shale next time. It's interesting. Oh yeah, I did get that. I forgot. Is it better? Yes, it's better. It's worse. You can't wear that. Junk it. +2 cunning, 1 health regen in battle. Sure. Looks good. And this is going to be our party for next time. On our next episode, we are going to be leaving off on the map again. But this time we shall be going towards... Actually, if I head back here real quick, I can unlock that chest. Probably should, you know? Yeah, chest is still there.
I finished.
Nice. It also gives us extra XP for doing stuff like that, so yeah, it's worth doing. How do we go back? Gotcha. Refugees. I don't remember refugees being there. Civil War. A pearl. What's up with the refugees? Is that part of a quest? Let's check. I mean, we have to find this urn. Still. Oh, claim my reward, yep. That's in the Palace of Orzammar. Oh yeah, there is that. But maybe we've done it, I don't remember. Is there anything in here about the little refugees? That might be it, too, the Desperate Haven. Interesting. Well, we'll head to the refugees on the next episode, I think, and then maybe Civil War. I don't know. Van Lorne's lands. I think that's DLC stuff, right? I think so. Eventually, I have to go back to Flemeth's hut. That's going to suck. But on the next episode, we're going to be doing, I guess, Civil War and refugees, I'm guessing. And then maybe heading toward the village of Haven. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode, though. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think of today's episode. If you're new to my channel or have been watching me for a little while and you haven't done so as of yet, feel free to subscribe to me, MadSquash924, over on YouTube. And don't forget to ring the bell to get notified on my latest videos. And that's where we're going next episode from what I said before. And I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.